Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to your bonus episode of the Kingdoms Queens podcast. It's a little early for us today at 6:30 as opposed to 7.
We're not struggling at all. It's fine.
Not at all, but you know what? We wanted to make this one happen. We have a lot to talk about. We are so excited to dive into it. It's Thursday of Super Bowl week. If we could just fast forward to the game, that would be fantastic.
Please.
But at this point, you know what? We're excited to talk with you guys about all of our thoughts on this upcoming game against the Eagles. So I'm your host, Lexi.
I'm Chrissy.
I'm Jodi. Hey, y'all. So, oh my God, it's Super Bowl week. We're here. Today's Thursday. Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Apparently it's like gray Thursday because we're all in gray.
I had to pull out my vintage Super Bowl.
Hey, we didn't even plan that.
I like how you call it vintage. I love
it. Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got 3 days. I'm like, hey, what's today? Where are we at? Yeah. Anyway,
well, maybe I shouldn't make that. Okay. Sorry.
Crazy. And I know Lexi said this is a bonus episode for us, right? So we don't plan on being here all day, y'all, but we do want to make sure we get to talk to y'all because we didn't get to talk to y'all on Tuesday and we missed y'all and we know y'all missed us.
Of course.
So let's get into it. Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl. This is literally what we've been waiting all year for. Do y'all remember during preseason and we were just like, we don't know what's going to happen with this team. We're so excited. We got a bunch of rookies. I had us going 12-5. I can't remember what you guys had us. Maybe I can't
13-4, 14-3.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I had 12-5 and holy crap, 14-3.
Look what we did.
Look at that.
Bye week. Let's not forget the number 1 seed that we rotated in and out of for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a great time. Woo! And we ended up with it.
Sometimes.
Thank you, Bills.
It all worked out as it was supposed to. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, here we are. So Chiefs Eagles Sunday at
5:30.
I don't know. I just planned on being ready all day. So.
Yes.
It's an all-day event. It's an all-day event.
Sure. It totally is. It totally is. I'm making a Chiefs cake. Well, crap. Mom, you didn't hear that. It's my mom's birthday cake, but it's not Chiefs themed. It's not Chiefs themed. She did not hear that. Anyway, so first of all, I want to say I love that we are somehow the underdogs here.
Love it.
Love it.
Please continue making the Chiefs the underdogs. Please keep doing that. Maybe one day you'll learn your lesson, but apparently not yet. So cool. The one thing I really want to get to is I think our defense is being extremely underrated this week against this team. And I'm going to give a hot take. While I feel like the Eagles have a great defense, I feel like their numbers are inflated due to the offenses they've played against. And I think they might be a tad overrated. Ooh. So not trying to throw shade because I think they're a great defense, but they have not been battle tested like our defense has, and their offense hasn't been battle tested like our offense has. So you know what? 100%. Like look at all the offenses, all the defenses and offenses we've gone against the season, like especially defenses. Let's look at Tampa Bay beginning of the season when they were really good.
Mm-hmm. They were top
San
5.
Francisco, Buffalo,
they were number 1 then.
Yep, Denver times 2. We know their offense wasn't great, but their defense was
top 5. Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati times 2. Mm-hmm. And then if you look at Jacksonville towards the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, their defense was rolling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just look at our defense and our offense and who they've had to go against this season. And I just don't know if people are really thinking about all that too much. They think the Eagles are just the best in everything. And they're a great team. Don't get me wrong. I think the 2 number 1 seeds deserve to be the number 1 seed and they deserve to be in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
But I think the Chiefs are I don't know, guys. I'll leave my score prediction.
You're getting a little cocky there, Chrissy.
I'm not cocky. I'm confident.
No, but you know, I feel like
I love it.
This is one of those Super Bowls where it actually feels like the 2 number 1 seeds like genuinely deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Like these were genuinely the 2 best teams in the NFL this season, like without question.
Absolutely.
And an NFC side. And
for
so
like a long time too, not like recently here at the end. Like for a long time, I agree totally.
It's the whole I mean, yeah. So I feel like we're in for a treat on Sunday. Of course, we're going to have our mini heart attacks again, but we've been preparing our hearts this entire season for this big moment. So, you know, Chiefs medical staff be on standby for all of Kansas City because we're all going to be in the hospital after this. But
take care of L'Jarius Sneed, who somehow ended up on the injury report today.
No, what?
Yeah, he was limited with a knee injury today.
Of course.
Sorry if y'all didn't see that, but
I didn't. I've been literally running in circles nonstop all day.
L'Jarius Tony was a full participant. KT was a full participant, you guys.
You want to know something funny I saw was this like video, I think on TikTok, and someone called him. They're like, you're going to change your name to a W instead of an L for the Super Bowl, right? So it's L'Jarius Sneed.
Right.
Because you got to have the W over the L.
I was like, wait, what?
Well, because the Eagles, if you've paid attention all season long, they've always didn't like the W for Eagles. So instead of the E, they did the W for the Go back and look at their social media.
Can't relate. Chiefs don't have an L in their name, so can't relate.
No, but yes, right? Like I'm finally kind of getting my bearings together after running on set literally at the time we were supposed to start.
7, yes.
Oh my God, 6:30. But no, I totally agree with you, Chrissy. Like I definitely think there's a lot of things that are being undermined for this game. Yes, the defense. Yes, our tight end room. Yes, our running back, our quarterback, our coaches. I'm like, hello? Have y'all not watched Chiefs football either this year or in the last 5 years, just in general? Like, especially Eagles fans who had Andy Reid, like, hello, he did get you guys to a Super Bowl. So it's like, I'm confused on what we're doing here. Like, and I get it, right? The Chiefs have not really been a top 10 defense all year long. They didn't really turn it up until after the bye week, right? We noticed that after the bye week, it kind of just started like flowing and everybody started hitting their peak and gelling, right?
Yeah.
And so even though I think it's hard to say that like we weren't a top 10 defense when there were some top 5 defenses in certain games getting blown out. And we've seen what our guys have done, especially, you know, in those last few weeks of the season going into the playoffs and how they've stepped up. And even last week, well, I guess 2 weeks now, I don't know, playing the Bengals, you even seen like they kicked it into another gear. Like it was another gear that I hadn't seen them have all season long. So I just think that it's incredibly interesting how they're playing this, oh, the Chiefs don't got it and they can't do this and they don't have that and their running backs are this. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, keep that same energy. See you on Sunday. Can't wait. And, you know, I think like we've all been doing podcasts all week long now, so they're all kind of merging together. But, you know, I know we had Tanisha on Tuesday and she was like, they hear that. Like they hear them talking. Like, you think that they don't know that y'all are telling them that they're the underdogs and they can't do this and blah, blah, blah.
And Tyreek had a couple people in his podcast and both of them were just like, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're going to get necessarily blown out. And then one of the guys was like, nah, Eagles by 14. And I was like, you guys really think Patrick Mahomes is going to let a team in the Super Bowl beat him by 14 with a healthy offensive line? Like,
what did Tyreek say?
He was voting he was going Chiefs. So Tyreek.
Smart man.
You guys on his podcast were going Eagles. And it's just like, and then Lexi, I know you posted all the analysts or broadcasters or whoever, and all like 46 chose the Eagles. And it was just like, guys, like what are we doing?
I also think it's kind of funny the amount of ex-Chiefs players who are no longer Chiefs players who are like, y'all are crazy as heck. Like Tyrann Mathieu yesterday. Like, y'all are crazy for not believing in Big Red. And then still going to war. Like, you know, he's still suiting up in red. I loved every moment of that. But
Eric in the comments says when the Eagles were coached by Andy Reid, the Chiefs were 0-3 versus the Eagles. Yeah. And then when he was with the Chiefs, we're 3-0 versus the Eagles. So that's
what a crazy stat. I love crazy stats.
I mean, but Andy Reid is he's not only the dynamic piece to what this is, but for people to say that he is not the great coach that he is, it's like, okay.
It's
like,
yeah,
if you
that's
don't
what
wanna
Tyron
give
Matthew
him-
said.
And if you don't want to give him his kudos, that's totally fine. But that doesn't mean that he's not in the picture and that he's not going to wear that Hall of Fame jacket, because he is that guy. So I do want to know, what are y'all thoughts about our offense going against their defense? Because they are the number one. They do have the number one defensive line in the league, which fine, totally fine.
We're number two.
I know, right? Like, come on now. Come on, guys. But how do you think our offense is going to play against their defense? And what do we need to do differently maybe this week than we've done in the last, I don't even know where we're at, week 22? 22 weeks of football.
Whatever week it is.
I think our tight end room is going to eat.
I think so too. I agree.
The Eagles, that is probably their biggest weakness on defense, is the way they match up against tight ends. And when you've got the best tight end in the NFL, potentially in the talks of all time, greatest tight end of all time, and he's out there, and you don't match up well against tight ends, and then we've got Noah Gray and Jodi Fortson and potentially Blake Bell. I don't know if he'll be another healthy scratch or not, but
hopefully not.
got all of them who are all ballers.
Yeah.
And you're not great against tight ends. Like, Travis Kelce may have another 14 reception game like he did against Jacksonville. So
I'm all for heavy personnel this game. Give me that 13 or that 14 personnel and line them boys up and get them out there. Like, I'm all for that. I agree with you completely.
Don't tempt me with a good time, Jodi.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
And it's also about just like keeping their, I mean, I think it's the same mindset for both teams, but it's about keeping each other's offenses off of the field, right? Mm-hmm. It's about, I mean, they have one of the best run games in the league because of Jalen Hurts. Now, running back wise, I wouldn't say they have, I would say it's pretty close to even-ish.
Yeah.
You can kind of give them the upper hand on running backs, right? But like the running backs match up pretty well versus theirs. But I think we, and I just pray, because it's been our prayer for years with Andy Reid, is not letting up on the run game. And I think as long as we do that, as long as we keep our guys on the field, do your crazy plays on 4th and 1. Do your, don't settle for field goals. Settle for touchdowns.
They're going to go for 4th and 1. They're going to go for 4th and 4. Like, let's be honest. They're going to go for that 4th and 4. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go for 4th and 5. Like, I think they're kind of like, the Bengals. No, they're like Jacksonville, and they're going to try to steal every possession that they can and get whatever they can, which is why, if they think our defense is not what it is, they're definitely going to take advantage and go for those 4th and whatever. So I agree. Oh, God, I can't read at the same time. I can't read and talk. I'm like, wait, give me a second. I'm like, I can't read and talk. Y'all know I'm slow. Thank you for everybody commenting though in the comments.
That's my long. I've known this girl Lindsay that commented. I've known her since birth, literal birth. So that's
hi, Lindsay, guys.
I'm like, hi, Lindsay.
Lindsay, we need all the tea, please, next time. Okay,
right? Exactly.
She knows, she knows a lot about me. So, but yeah, I think tight ends and running backs, that's like the main two. And honestly, we're not getting into defense yet, are we? Or do we want to dive into defense a little bit?
Dive into defense.
We can. I mean, I wasn't done with the offense. I was going to say something.
Keep going.
I think for me also, I pulled this article up that we kind of all read earlier too, about like Juju possibly getting his bonus.
Yeah.
So, I know that he needs to be able to play at least 50% of the snaps of this game. So I'm really kind of hoping that we get a big game from him. I know Andy Reid said in his presser one day this week, because they've been on every single day and I can't keep up at this point.
Same.
But he said something around the lines of expect somebody to be big who hasn't been in, not necessarily who hasn't been in a while, but expect somebody to have a big game this game. And I'm like, who is that?
I wonder who that is.
And I have no clue. Like, I know it's not CEH. Is it? No.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about the CEH factor. But you know what? CEH was huge in the red zone before he got hurt. So
right. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know who
I wouldn't be upset with that.
If you sit down and like realistically think, because it's kind of hard to say who hasn't had a big game when we spread the ball so well. So it's like, well, who would that be? That would be somebody who just legit hasn't got the ball because everybody is getting their touches and everybody's getting their carries. So I'm like, I have no clue who that could be.
I don't know if you guys remember last season versus the Eagles, Jodi Fortson had a huge game against them until he sadly went down with injury. And I don't want to talk about that, but like,
I love
he had
Jodi
a
Fortson.
fantastic game against them.
Yeah.
And so I like maybe feel like it could be him. I maybe feel like it could be like Justin Watson, who everyone kind of forgot about because he was sick last week. Like,
I didn't forget about Justin Watson. He's been clutch
all
all season.
The main media, like that kind of stuff. They kind of guys, you know. And I'm like, I could be someone like that.
My gut's telling me Juju, guys, because before his concussion, he was busting it up out there. And then since his concussion, he's kind of been more on the quiet side. He's been doing more route running and blocking versus a lot of catches, which is still super important. So I don't want to take that away from anyone. But I feel like he may come in, especially now that he's been a full participant. I think he may come in and really prove why we should re-sign him next year.
I agree with the Sky Moore comment that just came across the screen.
Yes.
Man, I don't know,
like that so much.
I can't remember what I was listening to today, but they were talking about how like Sky Moore, like after he, and you guys probably heard this too, but after, you know, week 3, when he fumbled the ball again, he was just like, don't put me in there anymore. Like, I don't want to be in there anymore. And when you hear something like that, like, okay, you hear from the coaches like, all right, we're done. But when you hear a player say that, that hits different, right? Like, because now it's like they've lost confidence. They've given up on themselves. But then he had that great game against the Bengals. And so now I'm like, okay, Sky, like you're back. So, I mean, could it be him? We know that he's super fast. He has big hands. Are you laughing at me?
No, my dog just did something inappropriate.
I was like, I'm
so sorry. But no, it could be Sky Moore. So that's somebody else that it could be. I don't know. And I love how mysterious they're being about it.
Me too.
I love it.
Because I'm confused.
Well, you know, Andy Reid, he's going to give his tidbits throughout the week, but he's never going to like let you know what's really
drops little crumbs.
Like, oh yeah, this is going to be a thing. But you're like, okay, this could be this person. Like,
I love that Andy Reid is just so like sly. And he's just he's like so mischievous, but in like the quietest, most innocent way.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Like it's Stone Cold Chris Jones and Stone Cold Andy Reid. Like they are both.
Someone was like, yeah, I mean, Chris Jones said he was sick, but is he really? Like, is he just playing for fake to throw them off? And I'm like,
a few of them kind of sound under the weather, including
Andy Reid did too. Like he's kind of very congested.
Here's my thought. I think it's the weather change.
Yeah,
I think 100%. It's the time change. I think it's them having to be up at the crack of dawn, and they are not used to waking up early. Like these boys do not wake up early, and they've made it very clear that like if they don't got to be at the facility at 8, they can get there at 10. They're going to get there at 10. So, and I think they could also just have emotional fatigue from all the media. Like,
that's exhausting.
And having to answer the same question 28 times, like that's annoying.
They really looked burnt out on that today. They were kind of like, okay, we've answered this question in 10 different ways. Like, I don't know how else to give you another. Like, it's just. But I understand that's media week. That's Super Bowl, and I think this the last day of media. I thought I heard.
Good.
Today's.
I say that in the nicest way possible. Good.
Yeah.
Like, let the guys rest.
We're done.
They definitely need to focus.
Yeah.
So let's get into the defense.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Lexi?
Jump in.
What was I gonna say? I'm like, where
I forget we gotta like give her a notepad.
Well, no. So with I was
gonna
actually start with their safeties. Where I think their weakness is. If I had to find a weakness on their defense, I understand their defense has been pretty much lights out this entire season. And there's some games where they just like completely shut teams out. And there's some games where they let a team, now we can't speak to this per se because we lost to them, but like they let a team like the Colts be in that game the entire game.
That game was an anomaly.
I understand we don't have words on that, but like there are flaws in their team. They're not perfect. So you just have to find a way to capitalize on those flaws. And I do think their safeties are a big part of that. I don't think they have the strongest linebacker crew either.
Yeah.
I actually trust our linebackers over theirs. That might be
100%.
I actually trust ours over theirs.
Yep.
And so I also think that's where the run game comes in. Yeah, like the linebacker.
Yeah.
Where the run game comes in for us is like we need to not let up on that because that's where we can really succeed as well in that in our offense versus their defense. So yeah, that's where I find the weakest links on their defense is linebackers and safeties. But I don't know what you guys think with that too.
Well, I agree because their D line is so good. Their secondary doesn't have to not say be as active because
It
they
just takes
are
pressure off
very
of the
active,
secondary.
but it takes a whole lot of pressure off of them, right? Because
Yeah.
that D line is so good.
So
So
good.
I completely agree with you there too. I would take, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this. I take my rookie secondary over over their secondary, and I know they got a ton of veterans over there, but that's my hot take. Like I trust my guys out there, and we can get into that later when we talk about who our X factors need to be. But I trust my guys, just especially based off of what you said earlier, the teams that we've played against, and the things that they've had to prove all season long. Not saying that the teams that they have played have been as strong, but we went through a gauntlet after the bye week. So before the bye week,
and I feel
kind
like
of after
our tight ends are kind of a mismatch for them. Like they haven't been overly strong against tight ends.
Yeah.
No.
And I also I'm going to let you talk to Chrissy. I'm sorry. I just have all these thoughts right now.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Like, is she reading? She looks like she's over there reading something.
With our
no.
with our rookies, what I want to give them credit for this season, and honestly some of our other players too, is they're not household names. And I feel like that's where people are really discounting our defense. And I've said this before earlier this week. Like, I just feel like they're being, we have guys like Trent McDuffie and Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson, even guys like Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Brandon Williams, Colin Saunders. They're not household names, but they're playmakers. They are playmakers. And that's who I think the national media and people that maybe tune into the Super Bowl that barely watch football, that's who they're going to be discounting because those guys are not household names.
Right.
So I feel like that's where people are sleeping on our defense, and that could get interesting.
Well, that's 100% why we're the underdog, because people don't know our team.
Seriously.
That's okay.
Yeah, I would say, like, with their defense, I really feel like as great as they are with their D line, they're not super great against the run. Like, it's kind of an anomaly having one of the best D lines in the NFL, but you're not great at stopping the run. And I know that's not all D line, but it starts there. And like you guys said, linebackers, that's a big deal with the running game. And like you guys said, I don't think their linebackers are as strong as ours. We have a great team of linebackers. But I will say the one thing that worries me a little bit about our defense is our defense does seem to struggle sometimes with running quarterbacks. It's like, if we can't keep them in the pocket and they escape, it's like we give them too many yards.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest fear is if we can't keep Jalen in the pocket. I mean, I expect Spags to be blitzing the crap out of the Eagles just to put more pressure on Jalen. Yeah. And I think that's great for him to do that. But I really feel like Spags, watching his masterclass scheming against the Bengals.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Like, that was some next level, you know what? And I really expect another masterclass from Spags against the Eagles. I think he's going to have something beautiful dialed up. And y'all know how the three of us get
that secret playbook.
Yeah, that secret playbook. Yes. But I was like, you all know how your queen gets super hyped up about our defense, man. So, whoo, I'm ready. I'm ready for some sacks. I'm ready for Mr. CEO of Sack Nation to go crazy.
Their O-line has not been as great against the blitz. So, and I feel like Spags loves himself a blitz.
Oh,
yeah, he does. Yeah,
I love myself a blitz too.
I mean, we do too, and it works. So
right. I mean, I'm just really excited to see, what this offense does against their defense. I feel like I normally kind of have an idea of how we're going to play going into the week. I'm genuinely like, I have no clue what we're going to do. Man, I don't read that fast, Lexi.
I'm just scrolling through. There's a lot of comments. You appreciate us interacting, so we appreciate it.
You got to give me at least 8 seconds. At least 8. Like,
come on.
I almost said 12, and I was like, that is a really long time.
Have the comments pulled up on the side, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no. God, you're so smart.
Not just a hat rack, my friend. Not just a hat rack.
Not just a
Joey.
hat rack. I know, right? Hilarious.
Love
But
it.
no, I can't wait to see like what we do. I'm really excited to see how Pat attacks their secondary. I think because our run game is going to be good, and hopefully we do stick with it, like you said, Chrissy. But I'm excited to see like how we do go over the top, attack that secondary. I want to see like what that deep ball looks like. Like who are we? Who like you can pull out Wasp this week. Like do whatever you feel like you need to do. I would love to see Wasp. I would love to see Wasp. I would be so happy.
I know.
We have Speedies. Like Sky could do Wasp. Sky could 100% do Wasp. MVS could do it.
MVS
and Watson could do it.
Oh my God, MVS running Wasp. I would lose it.
I would love
Kadarius Toney could do it.
Tony could do it.
Man, and I hope that he is, listen, KT, I don't ask for a lot. I do ask for a lot. I do.
Jodi's prayer to the football gods.
I do ask for a lot every single week. Like if y'all could have seen all the emotions I went through during that Bengals game, like I should have recorded myself. It was ridiculous. Like I did get down on my knees and start praying. Then I took a shot. It was ridiculous. KT, I don't ask you for a lot, God, but if you could just give us one fully healthy 60-minute game, just one, and then you can go into the off season and train with Pat and Bobby, like just one, like just one.
We don't ask for much.
That's it. Like just this one game, and then you can have a whole off season. Y'all can go to Disney. Y'all can go to Cancun. Y'all can go wherever y'all want to go. Just one healthy game from KT would be crazy.
If we're asking for God for things, can I ask one more thing?
Absolutely. Ask away.
Hey, God.
God's a Chiefs fan.
It's me.
It's me. Could you also make sure that Carl Sheffers refs a fair game? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You had to bring him up.
I mean, I had to ask God.
Did you hear what I can't even think of his name. Jesus Christ. What he said about Carl Sheffers and how he was like, he's gonna coach a fair game because
that guy, whatever his name is, brown hair.
Sure.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I also think he hates the Eagles too. So that's a plus. That's a plus. Like I think he doesn't like. I know for a fact that Travis Kelce alone is probably going to have at least 20 yards worth of penalties, right? I've already accepted that in my mind. Hope not. I've accepted it. Just yeah. But anyway. Y'all want to get into special teams?
Please, always. We love special teams.
I just want to say, Harrison, you have been so good these last few weeks.
And you're so pretty.
You're so pretty. You're so well dressed.
Sorry, I had to have a thirst trap there for a minute. Sorry, boys.
Listen, if we have to say nice things to make
podcast.
sure we win.
It's one of my favorite podcasts we've done.
If we have to say nice things to ensure that we win on Sunday, then hey, okay. But no, our special teams, they have been playing solid as a unit over these last few games.
With Sheffers, Chrissy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. Especially during the Bengals game. I think everybody was just in line on how important that game was. And I hope that they continue to have that same energy going into the Super Bowl. During that Bengals game, the special teams unit was great. Like they were outstanding. From all aspects. So I just hope that we can continue to keep that up. What are y'all thoughts about special teams?
100% agree with everything you just said.
Dave Tope, thank you.
Thank you for turning it around.
Playbook y'all are pulling out of.
If you guys remember, our special teams was like top 5 or 3 last season.
Yeah.
What happened?
And I think it just I think it's just we have it's like a entirely brand new special teams this year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like,
and with Butker getting hurt week 1, like that doesn't help either,
Yeah.
Our only people that have returned this year are like James Winchester, Harrison Butker, and Tommy Townsend.
Yeah.
Lamons and Kemp, our practice squad guys.
Well, then we got rid of Lamons and he went to the Bengals. So
and then Kemp came back recently.
Yeah.
Whatever. As long as they continue doing whatever they do, I love that. So
but you know what? as the season has gone on, they've flowed so much better, and I'm so thankful for that. And then Harrison Butker, he's in his zone.
He is.
He's locked in.
I'm gonna put it out there. Our special teams is gonna make a play this game. That's gonna turn the tide in the Chiefs' direction. There's gonna be a big time play by someone on special teams, whether it be a Sky Moore punt return if he's doing them again, or if it's Butker hitting like an awesome field goal.
I bet Sky Moore is back there. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't at least once.
Yeah, I'm calling a fumble.
I think he's gonna make a play.
Yeah. I call a fumble. Our guys are going to cause a fumble on special teams, and they're going to take it back, and it's going to be beautiful.
Well, ladies, it's 7:00, and we still got 3 more bullet points. So remember what we said Tuesday? We're just going to do a quick little cute 30-minute episode. Well, 7:02, guys.
We tried.
Really funny. Have you guys caught on to our practical jokes yet?
Right. As I have NFL honors like in the background, and they're on the red carpet, and they're cute.
I'm so excited,
and they're little dresses. Yeah, I can't wait. But let's get into our X factors, right? So I know that I had to like explain what pick one person as an X factor means off the offense and the defense. Y'all,
how do you
not y'all, people listening. So these two, right? You clearly have to like break things down. Like they don't listen. Like they don't listen, right? So I'm like, all right, y'all, here's the outline for the day. I need you to pick one person on the offense and one person on the defense. And what did these women do when they sent me their notes? They both had 3 people each on the offense and the defense. And I was like, y'all don't listen.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay, to be fair, you just put, hold on now, we've texted too much today. You just put X factor on defense and offense. And yes, there was no plural X factor, but still, that's why I just decided to clarify. There was no plural.
She's like, so do we get 5 people, or
let's
we just pick the whole team? Or?
Let's go defense first. Who's y'all X factor on the defense? Who y'all think will either surprise us or be the person that really makes that game-changing play that pretty much steals the deal?
So I will say I'm going to be nice because Lexi and I chose the same people, and I could have been mean and just stolen them anyway because I'm going first. But I'm not going to be that person today because I love these ladies. So I am going to go with Frank Clark. I think Frank Clark, playoff Frank Clark, the King Shark. That's what I'm calling him because he said he is the king. He's also the shark. So he's now a King Shark, people. Yeah. I think he's going to make some insane plays to this game. And I cannot wait to watch playoff Frank Clark, man. I love that man. I would like to re-sign him again because he is a national treasure, protects him at all costs. That's how
I think he'll take a team-friendly deal. I think if we get a ring this year, and they're all 2-time Super Bowl champions, I think they're all like, sign me up for another team-friendly deal. Let's run it back. Remember running back? That was such a fun year. I think they'll want to run it back one more time and go for ring number 3. That's my hot take. I think a lot of people will be like, guys, let's do it again.
Yeah.
So my X factor, and actually, Chrissy, just to add on to that with Frank Clark, like that bond he has with Andy Reid after that AFC championship win, like he like kissed Andy Reid on the cheek. I was like, you guys stop.
I love our team.
We're so emotional. We got to be better.
We are emotional.
We don't have to be better. We are amazing. Okay.
And that makes me feel like he has a chance to come back. But anyways, my defensive X factor is Mr. Nick Bolton.
Yes.
M-I-Z.
Z-O-U.
Sorry, Lexi.
I got to think on that.
We're the KU fans. Sorry.
I'm not, whatever. I didn't go to any of those schools, so it's fine. But no, Nick Bolton. So for me, they have a fantastic run game, right? And we have struggled, like you guys said, with the running quarterbacks this season. Josh Allen, granted, that was week 6. And then, you know what surprised me? I think it was when we played the Broncos and Russell Wilson turned on his little jets and ran.
Where was that all?
I was like, where was what?
Where's that been for 14 weeks?
I know. It was great.
You haven't done that this entire season, and now you decide. But anyway.
Like, okay.
So we do, we do struggle against those kind of quarterbacks. And Jalen Hurts is going to use his legs, especially with a bit of an injured shoulder.
Yeah.
So Nick Bolton,
even
for
though
me,
he's not on the IR, I'm like, okay.
You mean
Well,
the injury? Oh, the injury report.
injury
I was
report,
confused,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's not on. That's what I meant. Sorry, injury
I was,
report.
I was
not
like, wait,
IR.
what?
Not IR, injury report. Sorry, it's the same letters.
It is.
But yeah, Nick Bolton is a key there for me, and he cannot miss those tackles. He's missed a few tackles here and there this season, but granted, he's also had a record number of tackles. So
Yeah.
Well, and
He's
this
been
has given him
fantastic.
his ankle's been able to heal too over these past couple of weeks because he was
Yeah,
battling an ankle
He's
injury
in-
against
he's
the
in a lot
Bengals.
better shape, and I mean, these 2 weeks have given them a lot of time to rest, which is fantastic. So I think he's going to be top notch key for our defense this game.
Yeah.
I agree. My X factor is, wow, it just went out of my mind.
Do I need to look it up?
Justin Reed.
Yeah.
No, I dug deep to find it. It's Justin Reed, and I just think that our secondary is going to have to step up huge, especially with Devonta Smith. Like, he's crazy. Like, the guy, like, he got hops out of this world. He's fast. He has great hands, even though he caught a touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown. That was a touchdown. Yeah. I think it's going to be really important to make sure that we got him locked up. Like, he is going to be explosive in this game. Like,
what do they call him? Skinny Batman?
Skinny Batman. They got Fat Batman, Skinny Batman. But I think like we need to prepare for him like they would prepare for Travis Kelce, right? So I think it's important that our secondary.
Dallas Goedert too. He's a
absolutely, and he's a big body, but he's small and squirmish. He can get through.
Devontae,
like, be ready for him. So I think Justin Houston's really.
Justin Reed.
Wow.
That was a blast from the past.
Love him. Feel free to come back if you would like. But I think that he is going to be the X factor in this game and really kick that secondary into high gear. Okay, offense.
So I'm going with Kadarius Toney. I really think, especially if he comes into this game and stays healthy, I think, man, he could have a game. Yeah. He and Mahomes have this crazy chemistry already with a very limited time together. And as long as he doesn't try to outjuke his own ankles, which is what he did last game, I really think he could have a game. He is so hard to bring down. Yeah. He's slippery and he's fast and he can run these crazy routes. I think he could be a huge X factor. Huge.
Agreed.
So,
I completely agree. So mine is maybe an obvious answer, but I'm going to go with Travis Kelce. He is that X factor for me. I mean, he and Mahomes, they are legendary together.
They are.
It's obvious. I know. I mean, everyone, like, the thing this season is Travis Kelce is literally always open. He always is open. Like, it doesn't matter. And he just understands defenses so unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. It has to do with your thing. I promise.
Okay. So I think they're going to obviously try to double team him as often as they can, but then you double team him and then you leave guys like
somebody's open
and Kadarius and Juju and Noah Gray and all those different guys. So for me, it's Travis Kelce. He's an X factor on this offense. He always will be as long as he's here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's he's important. And I think he'll get a touchdown. I think it's a Super Bowl. He's going to find his way to the end zone again.
A lot of people think he's going to get 2.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. A lot of people are betting 2 touchdowns for Travis Kelce. And I'm like, oh, spicy. I like it.
I'll take it.
Chrissy.
I was going to say, with Lexi talking about how they are a legendary duo, I just want to bring up these stats real quick.
Yeah.
So playoff stat leaders of all time. Okay. All time playoff stat leaders. In passer rating, first, Patrick Mahomes. In completion percentage, first, Patrick Mahomes. In total yards per game, first, Patrick Mahomes. In passing touchdowns per game, first, Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown interception ratio, first, Patrick Mahomes. Receptions, first, Travis Kelce. Receiving yards, first, Travis Kelce. Receiving touchdowns, first, Travis Kelce. And 100-yard games, first, Travis Kelce.
Ridiculous.
We want to talk about a legendary duo.
Yeah. Love it.
Right there, man. It's beautiful.
Love it.
We are living in
insane. And they have so many years left. Oh my God. Like,
I know. It's amazing.
It's so great. Pat keeps Trav young. Pat keeps
he totally
young. You know
does.
what I mean? Like he keeps him young, and he's 27.
If we didn't have Patrick, I feel like Travis would be like, I could retire soon. But I feel like Patrick's gonna be like, no, man, like you gotta keep going.
I think Patrick demands
for Jason, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Patrick demands this excellence from Travis. And I think Travis is so inspired by what Patrick does on the field. And I know they're like best buddies off the field, but seeing like, how could you want to walk away from having this like insane, magical, like telekinetic relationship with your tight end and your quarterback? Like, what would ever make you want to step away from it?
Think about how many times Gronk tried to come out of retirement for Brady.
I know.
Like, I can see Travis being like, you know what?
Absolutely.
I got another year in me.
Yeah.
If he did retire. But my X factor on the offense, oh God, and I talk so bad about y'all, so I'm going to stick to my one, is Noah Gray. I'm going to stick to my one. It's Noah Gray. Because like we've kind of said this whole entire game, I do think our tight ends are going to have a big game, including like Juju, because he's built like a tight end, right? So I think our tight ends are going to have a big game. And I think that if Travis is locked up, that's going to free up Noah. And we've already seen all the great things that he's done for us this season. So yeah that's my X factor. So
I know Blake is asking what we think about McCole maybe moving on next year, but we'll get into that kind of as the offseason progresses. So we're not going to touch on that tonight, but we'll get into that later.
I do think he'll be here though.
I hope so. We'll get into that later on.
Yeah, I'm like, I do. So let's get into final thoughts about Sunday, because we are 11 minutes over. So let's get into final thoughts. What are you guys' final thoughts about Super Bowl 57?
My final thought is
Arizona.
My final thought is one sentence. So you're welcome, Jodi. I think Mahomes has an over my dead body game, and that our defense shows up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
I feel the same exact way. I feel like it's going to be a Mahomes clinic per se, if you will. I feel like, I rewatched a few of the Eagles games this past week, and they have flaws. Like, they're not an unbeatable team like the media is making them out to be. Like, oh, they're this, and this. I mean, I understand they have like almost a record number of sacks or whatever, but
they lost 3 games too. So did we.
We have Andy Reid, we have Patrick Mahomes, we have Travis Kelce, we have Chris Jones, we have Frank Clark. Like, I am so excited about this team. Chris Jones said today, this is the tightest bond he's felt in his entire time in the NFL. Like, that is insane to me because
we feel that as fans.
Speaks levels.
We can. We've said that in the entire season. We've said that.
But is he trying to get money?
I don't think so right now.
I don't think that's what it's about. I genuinely think
Chris Jones deserves all of the dollars, every single dollar and every single.
He does. He absolutely does. So I don't even care. Pay him whatever he wants. But I think he genuinely means it, and I think it shows in the way they play for each other, and especially this year. Like, I didn't feel that last year in the Bengals AFC Championship game. I didn't feel that, and this year I do. And I think
there was a disconnect for sure last year.
X factor is these guys are really brothers. And they're really close, and they want this so badly. So I'm just looking forward to it. I already have those like butterflies for the Super Bowl. I'm like starting to get those today. I'm like, okay, like this is happening. So I'm just excited.
My final thoughts are, I think the Eagles are a really good team. I think they have outstanding defense. I think that Jalen Hurts is really that guy. But I think that we win when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. We win at quarterback, and we win with our coaches. Like, even though we have a team full of rookies, we have a lot more experience when it comes to Super Bowls, especially within the last 2 years. Yeah. So I think that is what our advantage is going into this Super Bowl. I think that all of the veterans have really like took on all of our rookies and really tried to like lead them and guide them. And even though we have a lot of veterans who have never been to the Super Bowl, like MVS or Juju, like this, I feel like they have really kind of been like, all right, guys, like, yes, we're here, but we need to focus. And I think like one thing Patrick said going into this week was, you really have to find that time to sit down and study, and you have to find that time to watch film and to practice. And I think you can genuinely see that happening by the way they look in their press conferences. Them boys are tired, right?
Yep.
They're exhausted, and they're not tired because they're talking a lot.
No.
They're tired because they're putting in that work, and you can tell they're staying up late. And that is what makes me love this team so much, because I know that they want to bring another championship home.
And I just want to add into that real quick. I feel like the veterans we did sign, like guys like Juju, he had a chance with the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger to potentially win a Super Bowl. MVS obviously had a chance with Aaron Rodgers, and they never got
that playoff.
Great quarterbacks.
Carlos Dunlap was on the Seahawks with Russell Wilson, and they potentially had chances back then. And then you have like Brandon Williams, who was on the Ravens. They potentially had chances. All of these guys we signed had chances. Jerick McKinnon with the Niners a few years ago. Now I just feel like they're all like on the same wavelength of like, we are on the Chiefs now. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have Andy Reid. We can win this. Like
we're not coming home without it.
All over their faces. Yeah. Like, they were just so zoned in and ready. It's so social.
Yep.
And I think it's so funny that like at the beginning of the season, they're like, we're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not only are we going, we're winning. And that was the tone from training camp. So they've kept that same energy all the way through. So score predictions. We haven't done those yet this week.
Yeah,
I still don't know what I'm coming with. But let's get into score predictions and then wrap this thing up.
So
I don't know what I think.
You what?
I don't know what I think.
I feel like
I go back and forth.
I'm incredibly confident. Confident. And man, I even made my prediction less bullish. All right, y'all. Like, so just bear with me. I'm going a Chiefs win, and I am feeling confident about a Chiefs win, 34-24, and I was going to make it more. I'm that confident in our team.
Yeah. Your score prediction earlier, I was like, ooh, spicy.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
34-24.
34-24, and that's because I feel like there could be like some garbage time stuff when it doesn't really matter anymore. That is how confident in what these boys are going to bring to the table.
I do think they're going to rattle the room.
Yeah.
Mine's not terribly off. I'm feeling 31-37 Chiefs, obviously. But 37 is sticking out in my head for some reason.
I like it.
I feel like,
I think it's going to come within 6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
So maybe like a 34-27, 34-28. I don't know because it will change tomorrow for the Red Friday space. It will change tomorrow. But I do know I am confident that we will win by either 6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
I just don't know what that number is.
And it could come down to a field goal, and I'm fine. We can win by 1, and I'm fine. If we win, I'm
absolutely.
But I don't care what we win by.
I do think both of our offenses are going to go off. I think both offenses are going to go off. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I do think it's going to be over 50 points. I'm fine.
You okay there?
I think it's going to be over 50 points.
I'm choked up.
I don't know. I'm emotional. I do think it's going to be over 50 points, though. So, yeah, I'm like, for sure, I think Chiefs 34.
Yeah, take the over. I'm taking the over on that.
34 and whatever they end up with less than 34. So that's where I'm at.
So you guys are feeling 34. I'm feeling 37. So we're definitely in the 30s somewhere. 30s
earlier in the week, I was saying like 37, 38, 30, or 31.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I keep fluctuating.
I am interested. This Brandon says, let's hear your thoughts on Super Bowl MVP. I'm kind of interested.
Hey, Brandon.
I know we're going over our time now, but we can go quickly.
Okay.
We've been over our time for 20 minutes now.
Yeah. 19 solid minutes over at this point.
As long as we win, who do you think will win it?
Man, I feel like Travis Kelce.
I'm feeling Travis Kelce too.
I'm going with
Mahomes. Travis Kelce.
Sorry, man. I'm going with Mahomes.
I would love for Pat to get a second Super Bowl MVP, even though he's gonna get MVP tonight. Like
it's never been done before.
You know what?
Right.
What I would love to see, because we're going into the NFL honors pretty soon here, and I'm so excited to watch that. But what I'm hoping for is we get like an EGOT for Mahomes, right? Like, or whatever you call it. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
the reason why I think Travis, though, is
it would be
the Kelce Bowl. That's why I think it would be him.
Right. That too. But I feel like if Mahomes can get regular season MVP, if he can get the Walter Payton Man of the Year,
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP. I mean, has anyone ever done that?
No.
No, is the Walter Payton's tonight too, right?
Yeah.
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 We've done all of it.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna cry.
No.
Oh yeah. We're
So
all
like,
criers.
gonna win it.
those,
Like,
and then the Super Bowl MVP on top of that. Like
he's gonna win both MVP and Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like he's gonna win. Like
You think he's gonna get Walter Payton?
I do think he's gonna get
I
that.
feel like he definitely could.
I think he does. Like he was number one for a really, really long time.
Yeah, but you know what?
Oh,
Travis won that too, and he didn't win the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
And so did Tyron too.
So same with Tyron. Us Chiefs fans, we're just awesome at
We
voting
just
that
vote a
stuff.
lot.
Yeah, I think Pat's gonna get it. Like I
definitely
genuinely think he's gonna get it. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think Tyron was gonna get it last year. I was like, oh.
I mean, no offense to Tyron, I
Even
don't
though
think
he's
he's
great.
as likable as
I know
Patrick.
he's incredible in the community.
Oh,
One of my
100%.
closest friends, one of my closest
Yeah.
friends ran his foundation. Like he did amazing things in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
also
did.
didn't think he was gonna win it because a lot of people in Kansas City didn't like Tyron. Everybody loves Pat.
Yeah.
So
everybody.
that's my thought on that. Everybody loves Pat. So yeah, but yeah.
We are just so excited. I mean, we're almost to Red Friday. And
Tomorrow.
then Saturday, and then all we have is
I get to the city tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be
I can't wait.
awesome. Well, you guys, any final thoughts?
No.
Go
All
Chiefs
right.
Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl 57. Bookmark it here.
Yeah. Parade. See you at the parade.
Yes.
We win. I'm staying for a week.
Go Chiefs.
Well,
They're
I got 2 weeks
they're
worth
on
of
a
clothes. This
mission.
is crazy.
Yeah. Well, guys, we appreciate you joining us on this bonus episode of Kingdoms Queens tonight. We are 3 days from the Super Bowl, you guys. And man, yes, bring it home for Lenny. Bring it home for Lenny, please.
I've thought that since the beginning of the season.
Me too. So at
Yeah.
work, we have these real quick. We have these PPE things from COVID to block like our teller lines. And I take dry erase marker and I have like this Mahomes one that I've drawn. And then I always put a different hashtag for every season. And this hashtag was this year was for Len. And it's been there since the beginning of season. So
It's been my cover photo on Twitter since the beginning of the season. It's
yes,
in
let's
Len.
do it.
It's
Let's do it. All right.
This picture is
So guys, head over to @Kingdoms Queens on Twitter, where you can find all the places you can watch our show every week. We always go live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. or, you know, when we're feeling super awesome, Thursdays at 6:30.
Can I chime in real quick?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I just want to add, we believe we looked today. I think the parade is on Wednesday, so we should still be going live on Tuesday as our none that we win the Super Bowl. So I just want to add that in.
Tuesday's going to be gross anyway. So.
I was trying to figure out my PTO. I was like, what is the parade?
But anyway, sorry, Chrissy. We
Oh
keep
no,
it
you're fine, girl. You're fine, girl. You're fine. I'm so sorry. I'm such a dork, you guys. Like, I'm sorry.
We're all done.
He's like, I have to start back over from the beginning.
Yeah, well, I know, right? But I will say, guys, tomorrow is the Super Red Friday. Hey, did you get it? Okay. Super Red Friday, if you will. So everybody wear all your red, do all the things that you do every Red Friday, because it is imperative to not mess anything up before this weekend. So next time we see you, let's just hope we've got another Lombardi on our hands. I have full faith that we can do it. All right. Let's do it.
God.
So until next time, your queens have spoken.
Bye.
Bye.